Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and I'm here with something that I'm a little concerned about. And I was like, okay, what's going on? Quartermaster Logistics. They're the people that send out Kickstarters. A lot of times, big company, they'll do whatever Kickstarter they're doing, gets produced, and then it'll arrive at Quartermaster, and Quartermaster's the one that arranges shipping all across the country. There's different companies similar that do it in other countries and all this other stuff. Well, I've been waiting on a Kickstarter now that's years behind schedule. I actually did a video about this game about a year or so ago, year and a half ago. It's called Will It Ever Rain was the title of the video because the game is called The Ever Rain. All right. Well, that game actually did get produced. I was surprised, very surprised. It's, long story short, it's a mixture of Cthulhu type mythology, you know, Lovecraftian stuff, and Age of Sail, sailing ships, and, you know, that kind of combined together. It looked really good. It was back in the golden age of Kickstarters where you could get one with a whole bunch of minis and all that stuff without having to break your bank. Unlike now where it's 200 for what used to be 80. But regardless, I think the problem that we're running into is Kickstarter when it's used as intended, which is for a company to bring a potential product to the masses and let people invest in it if they want to. Great, cool. And then it gets developed and you might get something on the back end. Well, Kickstarter ended up becoming a pre-order system for a multitude of entertainment, mainly board games, but comics as well and other things are done on Kickstarter. And it works so well because a company can have their game developed and pretty well ready to go. And they basically just kickstart it. They pre-order it. People know what they're going to get. They can pledge in at certain levels. Everything's good. Well, because of that, the amount of time between the time starting the Kickstarter and the time getting the Kickstarter has shortened dramatically, right? Some companies are way better at this than others. It used to be that you would back a Kickstarter and you might not get that Kickstarter for a year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years. Those were some of the longer ones. Obviously, there are some that took even longer, Evil Dead as an example. But now I've had Kickstarters that I backed and got within 3 months. I mean, they had everything done. So it was purely a pre-order. So they got the pre-orders. They sent those numbers off to their manufacturers and they came back. A lot of those are war games that I get from Compass. They've got everything set up and it's routine for them now. Great, cool. That works. Well, if you're a newer company and you don't know quite everything, you're still developing the game, and it takes you longer than anticipated, like this game was supposed to be delivered 2-3 years ago. Well, now the situation is different. Costs have gone up, especially shipping. Shipping costs have gone through the freaking roof. And I don't know anything for sure, but my guess is that there's some type of charge, something that's holding them up. Because, and I'll download these so I can throw them up on the screen. I should have done that earlier, but the company Quartermaster Logistics does have the games. Okay, so they've been produced and they've been in the warehouse since May. We already got our confirmation address emails though a while back, but they still haven't shipped and they keep. See, where was it? Okay, so I found the one here and I'll throw it on screen. Quartermaster says that the project is completing the readiness steps and then will be queried to commence. We don't have an exact start date at this time. Okay, that could be all right if it wasn't for the fact that they have one that I think has been held now for something like a year. And the guy's commenting on it. And he's saying that it's a game by BLG. I'm not sure who that company is. And that that company's basically defunct. Said there's a Quartermaster saying there's no new update to provide here for this one. As BLG mentioned, once the campaign is paid for, it will be queried to ship. So Quartermaster has that game, and it's in their hands, but it's been in their hands for a while now. And some people were talking, commenting, going, well, they've got no money, and they're just continuing to rack up storage fees. And now the storage fees, evidently, they charge $20 per pallet per month. Really not that bad, depending on how many pallets you have. That's not horrible. But the person estimated that the totals of storage fees right now are just, say, the total's around $5,200 a month for FS1, since it was 10 containers. We are never seeing our product. I wonder what point Quartermaster Logistics just says enough is enough and cuts their losses. They've been housing this stuff for a year, and BLG has no income to cover the ever-growing shipping expense. Okay, so I don't know what FS1 is, the game, or BLG. I'm not sure about that one. But they are holding this, and these storage fees are adding up. With that in mind, now I'm starting to wonder if there is some type of delay, if there is some type of issue. Are we going to get stuck in this where we're so close to completion, to actually getting this into our hands? Are we going to have a circumstance where the shipping company has it, but they're just not shipping it out? They're not sending it out. They're holding on to it. And then what happens to those games? Let's say the company's defunct, whatever, it's gone. So you don't have the ability to get that game from the company per se. The Quartermaster ship it out. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming Quartermaster. I understand Quartermaster has to be paid for what they do, okay? But I would hate to see it to where they hold on to something for an extended period of time and go after the company, the publisher, for the storage fees and shipping charges or whatever hasn't been paid. And now that company is no longer there. It didn't do well. They decide they don't want to do the game thing anymore. Kickstarter is more of a hassle than they thought. Whatever the reason is. But now they've got products that people paid for that are sitting in their warehouse. Are they going to then turn to those people, because they have all of our contact information, and say, well, we know you already paid for it. We know you already paid for shipping, but we're going to divide these storage fees and shipping costs up amongst all of you. And if you want to pay us X amount, $50, $60, whatever, then we'll ship it to you. Otherwise, we're not going to. Now, again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're doing that, but I'm wondering, is that a possibility for the future? How is this situation going to be handled, right? And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. I thought I was never going to get it, right? I thought this was going to just be another failed one. They were never going to deliver. It looked really cool. I like the look of it. I love crafting and stuff. I love Age of Sail stuff. To mix the two looked awesome. And it's so close. It's here. I think, where's Quartermaster? Georgia, I think it is. Florida, somewhere down there. It's there. It's close. I mean, that's almost driving distance for me. It took me like probably 8-10 hours to get, but I could get there. And no, like, it's just stuck and it's not coming. So if you guys know, by all means, put it down in the comments. Let me know if you've had these experiences before. This is the first time I've really dealt with this, where the shipping company has it, right? And we're having this issue where we paid shipping already, but we paid shipping when it costs 10 or 15 bucks. And now shipping costs 30 or 40 bucks. But if I understand it correctly, they don't send out that, I keep thinking save the date, that address confirmation email, until they've already been paid there. So unless there's something that I'm missing and they're just behind the curve, whatever, there's got to be something behind the scenes that's causing them to hang on to this for months on end, because that serves no purpose. This is taking up space in their warehouse, right? This is storage for them, and they can't really charge the company storage fees if the company has it to them, is ready to ship it out, and they're just not shipping it out. So what's going on here? What piece is being missed? And when I look on Quartermaster's site, especially their Facebook page, I don't mess around with Twitter all that much. I still hate Twitter, but I look at the comments and almost every single one of them has someone commenting about Everrain, bugging them about it. I know I've sent emails and stuff, and we're all just kind of in a lurch here going, where is it? What are you doing? You're like, just send it to us. Don't let us know something. Don't say this. We're completing the readiness steps. What the hell is a freaking readiness step? All right, don't use lawyer speak. Don't use that political jargon where you say a bunch of words and you don't actually say anything. Just say they owe us money or we're running behind. It is getting ready to ship out here, blah, blah, blah. Not, we don't have an exact start date. Because that's, you're beating around the bush. You're hiding something in there and you're not telling us what it is. If I knew at this point, like, hey, the company screwed up, Grime Lord or something, I forget the name of the damn company made the game at this point. They made a mistake. They didn't pay enough shipping. Toss us $10 and we'll get it in the mail to you to cover the rest of the shipping charge. Fine. Just get it going already. I'm tired of waiting. I'm years past date at this point, right? Let's get this shit on with instead of giving us this obscure crap where they're not really telling us what the hell is going on. I get it, but I hate this. For the privacy of our partners, we do not disclose what tasks are remaining to be completed. Someone's, again, talking about it because I wasn't the only one on here commenting. Like, I understand and respect that position if you can tell us without elaborating on details if the necessary action to get into the queue is the responsibility of Grimlord Games, that's the name of them, or Quartermaster. It would help backers direct their discontent in a way that may be productive. Because right now, we don't know. Like, is this on? Grimlord? Grimlord? Grimlord. So Grimlord, I think. Is it their fault? Is it Quartermaster? Like, who's dropping the ball? Because it doesn't take months on end for the product to arrive in from the ship, like the ship itself, be shipped in, and then just sit there at the damn warehouse. They should have already shipped this out. Like, we expected it back in June, right? End of June, and now we're just sitting here thumbing butt, nothing being said, nothing being done. And that is definitely terrifying to me. The whole something that's been held there for like a year without being shipped, and they're waiting on charges that evidently will never get paid. So whoever's waiting on those products will never get them. That's just incredibly sad. And I would hate to find out that Quartermaster will pass that cost, that shipping cost or the storage fee cost onto the consumer and say, well, the company went defunct, so it's up to you. If you want to pay your percentage of this charge, you can have your product. Because then it just looks slimy. Like, well, you could have told us that 8-9 months ago instead of holding on to it for 10 months and racking up charges. Now, I'm not saying they're doing that. This is just me hypothetical, off the top of my head. But anyway, if you know what the FS1 is, I looked, I couldn't find it, but if you know, let me know. Same with BLG. If you know who they are, like what's going on with them, put it down in the comments. Let us know. And if you got a better idea what I'm missing, what's going on here with Quartermaster, and again, not blaming them per se, but just what's up? People want some answers. We hate being held in the lurch. All right, that's it. You guys put your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and stay tuned. I do have some more cool stuff coming up. I've got another guesses already done from Gimpy's gal. She did Stars of Icarus. She did the guesses on that, so that'll be able to film soon. And I've got some more Fearful Sacrifice coming up as well. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next one.